Have you ever noticed how much we try to control life? We plan, we predict, we push, hoping that if we just try hard enough, things will finally go our way. Maybe it's a dream you've been chasing for years, a relationship you've been trying to fix, or a version of yourself you've been fighting to become. You tell yourself, if I just do more, if I just hold on a little tighter, it will finally work. But deep down, you know the truth. Sometimes, no matter how much we force things, they simply don't move. It's like swimming against the current. You keep pushing forward, but the water keeps pulling you back. Every stroke takes more effort. Every breath feels heavier. And the more you fight the flow, the further you drift from peace. We do this because control makes us feel safe. It gives us the illusion that we can prevent pain or predict outcomes. But control is often rooted in fear. Fear of losing what we love. Fear of being disappointed. Fear that if we let go, everything will fall apart. So we grip tighter, we worry more, and we forget how to rest. Imagine holding water in your hands. The tighter you squeeze, the faster it slips away. That's what happens when we try to force life to fit our expectations. We end up draining our energy, losing our joy, and missing the quiet beauty of what's already unfolding. Maybe right now, you're trying to control something that's not yours to control. A timing, a person, path. And maybe life isn't resisting you. Maybe it's redirecting you. Because sometimes, the peace you've been searching for doesn't come from doing more. It comes from releasing your grip. What if letting go isn't losing control at all? What if it's the first step toward finally flowing with life instead of against it? There comes a moment when you realize that forcing life isn't working anymore. You've done everything, pushed, planned, worried, waited, and still, things refuse to fall into place. That's when surrender whispers softly. It's time to trust. Surrender isn't giving up. It's not about quitting your dreams or ignoring your responsibilities. It's about releasing the illusion that you're the one holding the universe together. It's choosing to believe that there's a bigger rhythm at work, one that doesn't need your control, only your faith. When we surrender, we stop trying to make life obey us, and instead, we start flowing with it. We begin to see that the delays were protection, the silence was preparation, and the detours were leading us somewhere better. And in that space of release, something powerful happens. Peace returns. The weight lifts, clarity begins to rise, and life starts to move again. Not through force, but through flow. Think about it. What are you holding onto so tightly that it's stopping you from flowing? Maybe it's a relationship you're trying to fix by yourself. Maybe it's a timeline you thought you'd already meet by now. Or maybe it's an image of who you think you should be. I remember a time when I kept chasing a goal that wasn't moving forward, no matter how hard I tried. I was exhausted, mentally and emotionally. And one day, I decided to stop fighting it. I took a deep breath and said, God, if this is meant for me, let it come in your way, not mine. It wasn't magic or instant success, but slowly, things began to align. The right people showed up, the pressure eased, and what once felt impossible started to happen effortlessly. Not because I forced it, but because I allowed it. That's what surrender does. It turns struggle into stillness. It turns control into confidence, not in yourself, but in something greater guiding you. So maybe it's time to loosen your grip, take a breath, and trust that what's meant for you won't need to be forced. Because when you stop resisting life, you finally allow it to carry you exactly where you're meant to be. When you finally stop forcing life and start flowing with it, something shifts deep within you. The tension you carried begins to melt. You stop waking up with that knot of anxiety in your chest. Instead, you start moving through your days with a quiet sense of trust, a knowing that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Flowing with life doesn't mean everything becomes perfect or easy. It means you no longer resist what's happening. You accept the pace of life, the pauses, and even the unexpected turns, because you understand they're all part of your path. You stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what is this teaching me? That's when peace arrives. That's when presence becomes natural. when you can finally breathe, look around, and feel grateful for this exact moment, even if it's not where you thought you'd be. You start noticing the little signs, small blessings that remind you life is working with you, not against you. The right opportunities come with less struggle. The right people appear when you least expect them, and your energy, once scattered, starts to feel aligned and purposeful again. That's the beauty of flow. It's not about doing nothing. It's about doing what feels right and letting go of what doesn't. It's walking through doors that open naturally, instead of banging on the ones that stay closed. It's allowing yourself to be guided rather than dragged. There are simple ways to stay in that flow. Spend time in stillness, even a few quiet minutes in the morning to breathe and reconnect with yourself. Write down what you're grateful for, even on the hard days. Practice faith, not just when things go right, but when they don't. And most importantly, trust the timing of your life. Because just like a river, you don't have to rush to reach your destination. Remember this, the river doesn't rush, yet it reaches the ocean. So stop forcing the current. Trust the flow. You're already being carried exactly where you're meant to go. Take a slow, deep breath. Think about one area of your life where you've been holding on too tightly, trying to control how things unfold, how people act, or when results will come. We all do it. We cling to our expectations because control feels safe. It gives us the illusion that we're in charge of the outcome. But in truth, control often keeps us stuck in fear, afraid to trust, afraid to wait, afraid to just be. Now imagine what would happen if, for once, you stopped forcing things to go your way. If you allowed life to unfold, moment by moment, without demanding it to fit your plan. That's where peace begins, in the space between effort and surrender. When you stop pushing so hard, the noise fades. You begin to feel lighter, freer, more connected to something bigger than yourself. Surrender doesn't mean you failed. It means you finally trust the process. You trust that the right people, opportunities, and moments will meet you at the right time without you having to chase them down. And when they do, you'll realize they came not because you forced them, but because you were ready to receive them. So ask yourself today, what am I forcing that I could instead release? Maybe it's time to breathe, to soften your grip, and to trust that what's meant for you will always find you. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it, someone who's been fighting too hard to control what's already written for them. And don't forget to subscribe for more reflections that remind you to slow down, let go, and flow with life. Before you go, whisper this truth to your heart. I no longer chase. I attract. I no longer force. I flow.